Hello and welcome to Weekend Investing Daily Bites. We are shooting episode number 147, and today we're going to talk about some stories that may be fundamentally good, but very difficult to follow. And we see a lot of times that despite good fundamentals, some stocks keep falling, or despite bad fundamentals, some stocks keep rising. So sometimes it becomes very difficult to hold a stock or to follow or buy a stock based on our perception of the fundamental. uh, this is not to say that fundamental investing is not good or anything like that. I mean, fundamental investing is of course uh, the conventional way of investing, and a lot of people will make a lot of money doing fundamental investing. However, it is tough, and it may not be everybody's cup of tea. So the distinction that you want to make is not whether fundamental investing is good or not, but you want to assess whether you are suitable for that or not, and that can make a lot of difference. So let's first take a look at the markets. Markets having come off the lows at 16,800 in the last week, had made a bounce to 17,500. But very quickly it has given back almost all the gains, just 100 points left maybe from the very bottom. And it does seem like there is so much pressure right now, especially on large caps, to on the selling side, and foreigners have been selling almost every day, and the amount is becoming larger and larger. The selling from the FIIs is also due to sort of a risk off trade that is happening, where emerging markets are getting sold. So Hong Kong is maybe like uh, you know at a low of 5, 6, 7 years, and it has already given away everything, much more than what it gained after COVID. Many other markets, Brazil, several other markets have given up a lot of gains. India still stands pretty high in terms of comparative figures, but the general emerging market ETFs, for instance, EMA, which is the iShares emerging markets ETF, is also now near the 2018 high. So it has given up all the gains above the 2018 high in the current fall. And because those ETFs get sold and money is moving out of that, whatever proportion is there on allocated to India market also gets sold. So we are, despite or in spite of whatever fundamentals may be the question, we are getting sold because the emerging market as a basket is getting sold. Nevertheless, the sectors and the market today, at least in the morning, was not so bad, but in the latter half of the day, it just gave way, and it seems like it is wanting to go further down. All the sectors that we track were nicely in the red, and the IT sector was also not spared. The IT, consumption, FMCG, which are the usual suspects where money goes and hides on such days, even those were not spared today. So it does seem like a very, very broad based kind of a sell off. In terms of the indices, Nifty closed 1.6% down. Small caps were holding up for most of the day, but then in the second half of the day, they also gave up. Nifty Next 50 was down almost 2%. Mid caps 1.27%, small caps 1.25%. So pretty bad day. Surprisingly, most of the small cases did not fall as much. In fact, MIMT all cap was up slightly. MI35, MI50, MITH all down between 1/4% and 0.5%. And NNF10, which tracks Nifty Next 50, was down 1.7%. And CNX 200, the large cap small case, was tracking the large caps and down 2.36%. Quite a sharp cut on that one. So this was the makeup of the day, and it doesn't seem like the selling is over yet. But if you are having a strategy, or if you're following these strategies, then gradual sipping into this is the only way, where you don't have to second guess what to do, and the strategy should take care of itself over time. Coming back to the topic, I tweeted this a few days back that stocks with good fundamentals are flying. Uh, Gave example of Apple. Stocks with good fundamentals are stagnant. Example of ITC. And stocks with good fundamentals are going down. Example of Alibaba. So what, and understand the issue raised above. So what I'm trying to say here is that all these three companies supposedly have good fundamentals. Right? There's nothing wrong with Baba. There's nothing wrong with ITC from fundamentals point of view. And of course, Apple is doing very well. So let's take a look at these charts. So Apple first. So you can see that, this chart won't capture it. This is a 40-year chart. But between 1981 and 2005, there were several 60 to 90% drops in Apple stock. Now, if stock goes down 60, 70, 80, 90%, how many of us can really hold on? That is the question. If you had, the firm belief that Steve Jobs will, make this into $1 trillion company 30 years back, then of course you will hold on despite whatever kind of drawdowns come. But, those kind of drawdowns can shake the confidence of the most bullish investors in any stock. And if your confidence has to be shaken out, then it might as well get shaken out at 20% and not at 80%. That is the sort of underlying theme that I'm trying to get at, that, either you are in it, and you're sold to the fundamentals and you will not get out even if it drops 99%. Or you will not have a rethought, even if it drops 20, 50, 30, 60%. So which is a very, very tough thing to do from a psychological point of view. Fundamental investing is very good. I have nothing against fundamental investing. But how many of us are able to do it properly? That is the question. I can take my own example. I was not able to do it. Maybe I am the only one out. But from what I can assess, seeing thousands of clients over the last 2.5 decades, not very many people are able to do justice to the real fundamental investing. So coming back to the example, definitely stocks which are having great fundamentals are flying. Then there are stocks like ITC, which did very well in the previous decade. This decade not so good, but still not so bad. If we take 20, 30 years of 25 years of CAGR, it is still quite healthy. The stock is fundamentally very sound. You talk to any fundamental analyst, he'll tell you, buy ITC with your eyes closed, no issue. But the price has not moved alongside that in the last 6, 7, 8 years, which may be a short-term phenomena. 8 years is a short term for a lot of fundamental investors. They plan for 20, 30 years. So, but normal investors, the ones that are the ones who are bulk in the markets, for them 8 years is not short term. For them, waiting for 8 years to have the fundamentals kick in is not easy. Even few years is a lot, 8 years is a hell of a lot. So apparently with good fundamentals also, with so much liquidity chasing the markets, with such a massive bull run happening, this stock has not moved. So what inference can you draw out of it? That is the question. Is the question that we have fantastic fundamentals, but for some reason the stock has decided not to move. Maybe in the next bull rally it will, or maybe when everything else starts to fall, maybe this will start to rise. God knows. So the second example is that despite good fundamentals, or at least what we perceive as good fundamentals, stock is stagnant. Third example is that of Alibaba. Alibaba is the largest e-commerce company in China, and their stock, which was up from 70-80 rupees to 325 in the last 3, 4, 5 years has almost given up all the gains in the last 1 year. Just see where it was at the end of the COVID scare. It was here near 200. From 200 post COVID, it went to 300, and it is now at 111. A lot of people are invested in this. A lot of international investors. I know several Indian investors who are invested in this, and they say that the fundamental story is still very good. I mean, give it a few quarters, it should turn around. But the stock has still dropped 300 to 111. I mean, we've dropped almost 60%. Now that can shake out, a lot of uh, strong conviction investors, even strong conviction investors with strong conviction, because 60% drop on a significant name is not really a joke. And everybody's perplexed why this is happening. Everybody has their own thesis. Everybody has their own calculations about, whether it is the uh, delisting process from the US stock exchanges which is causing this. But on the other hand, others are saying even if it gets delisted, the US stocks get, transferred to your Hong Kong exchange, and the stocks get replaced by the local shares there. So it's a 5-day process. So not really a big deal. China is a bit slow in the few quarters, but I mean there is no call for the Chinese economy not to do well in the next coming years. So it's perplexing, right? But fundamentals are good. So what do? I mean, of course, one can wait and hope that this will play out well. But the idea is that all three examples, we have stocks which have perceived good fundamentals, yet very different price movements. So that begs to answer the question: what are good fundamentals? And there are so many variables. It's if you take a overall macro view, then you have to see the economy, then the sector therein, and the industry, and then the company specific, and then there could be just a lot of systemic issues with the markets, or technical issues, or fund flows, so on and so forth. So I think I have a slide on that. Yeah. So there's so many moving parts to reach the conclusion whether fundamentals for this current investment are good or not. Interest rate cycle, inflation, oil, currency policy, all that is happening in the macro universe of, how different universes are moving. Then, management quality, liquidity flows, how your portfolio is constructed, all that impacts your investment and your decision to whether to invest, to hold, to add, to reduce, to exit. Quite a lot of moving parts, many more than in a Tesla car, I think. So, to sum it up, essentially what I'm trying to say is that you need to understand how good a fundamental reader you are. Are you able to see the transition when a stock with good fundamentals is going in an upcycle, and when it sort of gets out of it? So a stock with good fundamentals may become overpriced, and stock with bad fundamentals may be underpriced. Good fundamental we generally associate with large brands, high market share companies, popular management, products that we use, and that necessarily will not reflect in the price movements. It may not. It may over a very long period, but it may not also. There are so many examples where very popular brands, very household names haven't done well, despite every other person sort of using those products. the brands being sort of a very popular, loved brands. So you need to really, dive deep into what does good fundamentals mean for you, and does it translate into your making money out of that stock. Uh, from my perspective, I definitely was not able to make that uh, transition, or have that deep reading, uh, and hence I resorted to price uh, trends or price action based strategies, which may be giving lesser returns than the star fundamental based uh, strategies out there, but still they are beating the index, and I'm reasonably happy about that. So because you need to realize what kind of an investor you are, what is your patience level, how much of research are you able to do, and we did a daily bite on why we do not follow fundamentals. So this is episode 134, is available on the hub, and I would encourage you to go see that as well, and see why we are not following fundamentals, but we do some basic red flag checks on so on and so forth. So I hope you liked the content, and it will give you some reason to rethink or to think deeper about your own strategy. Markets are still not so bad in terms of coming off from the highs. So in case you don't have a strategy and you think that your stock is doing fundamentally very good, you may want to rethink about that, and reassess where you stand. So thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.